Momodi, matron of the Quicksand, informs the adventurer that a group of the city guard has hastily left the city by chocobo. She saw them setting out from the chocobo stables. The adventurer makes his way there and talks with Rururaji, who happens to be the same person who owns the chocobo coach the adventurer came to Ul'dah on. Rururaji confirms that the city guard was indeed dispatched after receiving word of some kind of trouble at the mines, possibly with an Imperial. Among them was the songstress of Ul'dah, Flamine, who looked to be visibly panicked. The group seems to have set out after the exiled thaumaturge Korgave, who made off with the young Asilia. Does he mean to take her and return to Alamigo? They set out on chocobo to Camp Blackbrush. In the northwest of central Thanalan, they find Nilfraz and his companions, who have come upon the fleeing Korgave. Asilia has discovered that it was the scheming of Nilfraz and the others that caused her father's death. Raging, she reveals that this threat, which they suspect to be the Garlean Empire, is actually something far worse. But what could this be? Nilfraz attempts to learn more from Korgave, but the thaumaturge reveals only that he has no intentions of letting the companions live. It is he who now holds the mysterious horn, the same horn he believes caused them to lose control of the beast, and he uses it to summon a swarm of Minamites which attack the other.
What? Can't say I like the sound of that!
They come.
Spare the bastards!
Lamine! 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 Lamine!
Come! We fight!
I implore you, lend us your strength.
The adventurer joins forces with them. Nilfraz gives him gold dust that can be used to lure the beast to Grindfar. The group manages to defeat the Minamites, but Flamine sustained wounds and has been taken to Frondel's Frontistery. What will become of her? And of the child Asilia? In the Frontistery, the adventurer is greeted by a young alchemist named Demielio. He informs him that Flamine's wounds are indeed grievous and that she was injured near the Nanawa mines. The adventurer finds his way to Flamine's sick room, where he finds Nilfraz and his companions gathered as well, attempting to make sense of what they have heard and all that has come to pass. Could Korgave be a Garlean spy? What threat could be greater than that of the Empire? Flamine proposes that they speak to Thancred to learn more, though he too has been exiled from Ul'dah. Where could he be? The adventurer comes upon Damielio fallen in a corridor. The Frontistery immediately becomes enveloped in chaos as all move to help the young alchemist. There is nothing left to be done. The adventurer leaves the Frontistery and contacts Momodi at the Adventurers Guild. As always, Momodi has provided him with valuable information. An exile has recently been sighted in the vicinity of Camp Blackbrush, and members of the city guard have been dispatched to deal with the situation, and so the adventurer heads for Camp Blackbrush with all haste. Arriving there, the adventurer meets Kokobat of the Platinum Mirage. While speaking with her, Grindfar arrives with the captured Thancred. The persuasive bard is a bit reluctant as he feels he has no business with them, but they have need of his information. If he knew what kind of imminent danger Ul'dah could be in, but that the Empire is not involved in. However, Thancred claims he hasn't the slightest notion. With Warburton dead and Acelia refusing to speak, it seems that Nilofraz means to make use of the dark arts of the thaumaturges to resurrect Acelia's dead father and question him. News which greatly distresses Thancred. He requests of the adventurer the honor of accompanying him back to Arzeneth's ossuary. However, it does seem that the two went their separate ways, and the adventurer asks a nearby person if she has seen a bard named Thancred. The woman, Minfilia, almost seems as if she knows the adventurer, and is curious why he is pursuing Thancred. But, just as she says that, Thancred appears and the woman is gone. Flamine has also heard of the news and joins them as well, despite still being injured. Kokobat and Grindfar had been bringing down the ossuary seals to allow for entry, and the three of them find Nilofraz lying on the cold floor of an underground cemetery, barely breathing, with Acelia crouched by his side, shaking in terror. She seems to be holding some kind of magical stone. When the adventurer approaches her, the echo begins to reverberate, and suddenly he finds himself alone. He comes upon Mumuepo and Nilofraz talking. They are discussing the thaumaturgy of resurrecting the dead using a special magical stone. Upon opening Warburton's corpse, Nilofraz is shocked by what he finds and is stabbed through from behind, murdered in cold blood. The adventurer is returned suddenly from his most recent vision, Thancred having witnessed the power of the echo that resides within him, as it seems he had joined the adventurer in his vision.
Don't die.
Unfortunately, they were too late, and Nilofraz had died. Thancred also seems to realize the true danger that threatened Ul'dah. No, that threatened all of Eorzea. It was not safe to remain, and the three of them started to flee. While running, the adventurer suddenly feels lightheaded and is awakened as if from a dream, hearing the woman Minfilia. Upon opening his eyes, the adventurer finds himself at the Hourglass Inn in Ul'dah. Mummy of the Quicksand tells him that he was found unconscious and brought safely to the Adventurers Guild by a girl by the name of Minfilia. She has asked that he come and see her at the Waking Sands in the Merchant's Ward when he is able. The end. For now. With this, the Ul'dah 1.0 story arc does end, as the next story arc focuses on the power of the echo that the adventurer clearly has been using without realizing. However, this is not the end of this story arc altogether. Acelia is talked about in Heavensward, and this story has meaningful emotional significance for some of the characters in Shadowbringers. Also, some of the questions regarding what happened with Nilofraz are answered in the Stormblood Alchemist storyline. There are also smaller references such as minor characters that also appear in certain side stories, but those wouldn't really be considered meaningful continuations to this story arc. I'm currently considering a 5th video doing an analysis of the plot points as a whole and talking about how exactly they relate to those future expansions. Let me know your thoughts on this story and whether you would find it useful to have such an analysis presented. Feel free to leave in the comment section any questions you might have to make sure that they get answered. But yeah, I do believe that marks the end of this Realm Abridged storytelling. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do make sure to hit that like button, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. A big thanks to all of you for joining me down memory lane within the world of Final Fantasy XIV. My name is Squintina, and I hope to see you all again soon for more Final Fantasy XIV story. Do feel free to share this around to the people you know who love this game just as much as we do.